Just practice mega collabs. I don't know how rogues are started.
I don't have that song that
They're so far I can go right now.
That one needed to. That one
seen his work in in a couple of the small different Brenchong, I think it wasn't Brenchong, the other Rebel AMR tournaments, not to mention what he did back in the spring. King of the Hill for the spring season, he went 5-1 with a sweep.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason why not to mix him in next week.
Yeah, I think you're correct, or we are correct. I think Diego E, it's time for him to come in. It's time for Pedro to take a seat and tell him to figure out what's wrong. He just isn't playing the type of caliber Clash Royale that you have to play at this far in the game. We're at CRL 2020 in the fall. Those types of plays that we see out of him aren't going to work. We saw the same kind of things out of Kevin, you know, a couple matches ago, but he adjusted really, really quickly. He bounced back and he had a great performance in his last match. That's what a rookie can do. Now, what can Pedro do?
Not entirely sure, and Cream in a place they haven't been a lot, where they've lost the first 3 games, and now they're relying on their duo to come from behind in this one between St. Belican and Michifu, having to win, have to take out RF, Lavacati, and Samuel, and then send someone into the 1v1 who you have to imagine to be bellied again.
Yeah, and if you go and you take a look here at the numbers from Cream, both of those matches that they lost were when they still won that 2v2 set. They have really struggled a lot of the times against these better squads in the King of the Hill. And we're starting to see it again today because they don't have that third person that they can rely on for a win on any given day. It feels like it's just 2 people in Michifu and Belican right now.
I mean, it really is 2 people in Michifu and Belican. That's what their King of the Hill has been so far. You go look at the King of the Hill numbers for Cream overall. Belly is 7-4. Michifu is 4-3. Pedro has not picked up a King of the Hill win. Diego E hasn't played King of the Hill. You're 100% right. It is all Michi and Belly in this set.
So here we go. Michi trying to do it once again in their last match. He took down Jupiter King to extend it, of course, or push it to that 3rd set where Belican 2-0'd Jupiter. And then before that, Michi took down Vitor and Wallace, but lost to Lucas, not quite able to complete the sweep against Payne.
RF has to be feeling so insanely confident this year. I mean, we talked a lot about the crazy quality 2020 he's had, and continues to be so good, with a chance right now to run through 2 more, put Space Station at 4-2, and move into the top end of the pack.
Here we go. Michi going Lava Hound. 1 lane.
So you wait until double elixir in 2v2 for Lava Hound, but go Lava first play in King of the Hill.
Against a graveyard deck here. RF, and you see that this flying machine is going to help with that Ice Wizard. But a Fireball has to come down, so that's actually really fortunate there for the God RF. Now he's able to play this Baby Dragon up high and really help with this push coming in.
RF, plenty of elixir to work on the back end. Poison comes down, Ice Wiz to slow things up.
Perfect timing there on this sequence, and you know, if I'm anyone and I see those 5 cards in the hand of the God RF, I don't feel great.
Well, especially the way that he played every single piece of that exchange. From Lava comes down first for Michi, sets up for defense, puts pressure on offense, gets a ton of damage, and then defends pretty much. If you were going to write a textbook on how to play that entire sequence, we just saw it happen.
Yeah, and the defensive poison with the late Ice Wizard to tank for the Baby Dragon, literally textbook plays from the God RF, and he even throws out a little BM Laughing Goblin because he's better than you in this matchup. He just is.
Well, and there's a word you use there, Andrew, that I really like, and that's the word late. Because there's such a feeling like you want to get stuff down in this matchup, right? Like you don't want to sit there and let things happen. But he waits on the poison, waits on the Ice Wiz, and gets everything down at the exact right time, which is so critical.
Yeah, and RF here throwing out another Laughing Goblin, wondering here if the next 45 seconds he can hold on to this lead, setting up for the defense already. And this is going to be a big sequence here, because this is where Michifu is going to sell out, and RF needs to get a big enough stop here to in turn create a slight counter push if he does lose this tower.
Poison High takes care of the Flying Machine. It should stay in poison range, and it does. So Flying Machine goes down. Poison will not be available yet on this sequence. He should be back to it, though, I believe, and 1 more card, so should pop up Poison here in just a moment, although might go ahead and NATO this back.
Yeah, imagine the NATO's going to come in. Miner's still on top of that Ice Wizard. Flying Machine on top of the Knight. Nothing on top of the tower other than the Lava Hound. Baby Dragon here holding the line, and RF keeps with the BM here on Michifu, knowing that he had a very, very good game. I'm wondering if he's BMing, because if it weren't for that first sequence, maybe Michi would have actually won that game.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go back. I'm going to sit back after this and watch that whole game again on slow motion, because that was a lesson. That was an absolute lesson in how to play that matchup. RF did everything about it perfectly, and I would love to have a microphone in there to know what he is saying to the rest of his team right now.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking at a bit of the replay right now, and they both kind of hold for a second at the beginning, and then RF just cycles cards in the back, which he does go in with that Lava Hound as his first card left-hand side. So RF just goes Knight Graveyard opposite, and that's basically all she wrote. Michifu has to play a Bar Barrel there to respond early, maybe because of the cycle. Not able to get those Barbarians down, which is what would have been ideal for him, as you can see there on the left-hand side. He did have some barbs.
So let's go back and take a look at this opening sequence. You see the Ice Wiz is up high, slowing down the Lava Hound. A lot of damage comes in on the right-hand side, and you can see when the Flying Machine comes down on the back end, you feel like, okay, there's going to be so much damage on the left, but the Baby Dragon gets the pickup, and when this Baby Dragon survives here, that just forces Michifu to do so much more.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I learned with a lot from Belly coaching me was when you're playing Lava Hound and we were doing Lava Clone, but you just have to know when to sacrifice tower damage. And Michifu made his decision late there with that Fireball on the right-hand side. He fireballed too late, or he should have fireballed way earlier to clean up those skeletons. But the fact that he fireballs when he did after the skeletons had already done so much damage, he should have just eaten those last few skeletons. Power probably would have been around a 400 to 500 HP. But then he would have been able to support that Flying Machine and get that Baby Dragon off the board and be able to create some semblance of a tower trick. But instead, that Fireball comes out late, 4 Elixir down, no way to get that damage in on time.
Well, it becomes a weird argument, right, between the skill of fast cycle decks versus big beatdown decks, right? The big beatdown decks will say, oh, it's not much decision making, but one wrong decision completely tanks everything, whereas fast cycle decks give you the opportunity to make recovery if you do make a mistake. So it's sort of 50-50. You have to make every decision count with a big deck like Lava, whereas you have to be good at managing the micro and understanding the matchup with a quick cycle deck.
And then you add in on top of that you're going up against the person that's the best in the entire world with said win condition or said archetype, and it makes it a lot harder because he knows the matchup. And like I said, he's better than you when he's playing this deck. It's almost the case 100% of the time with RF, as long as he doesn't have a horrible matchup. That's what happens when he runs Splash Jar. And all of those decisions made, and that one thing that we're talking about, like you said, with Beatdown, a late Fireball, 4 Elixir, you can't support a push. With Lava Hound, you have to have a perfectly supported push coming across the river. There's no way to bounce back. RF's going to defend for the next minute and a half.
So here we go, game number 3. Does RF get his 3rd King of the Hill sweep of the season? That's right, 3 on the season. Or can Belly stop the train right here? The King of the Hill star, the head-to-head star so far for Green, in a really important spot.
Yeah, Pelican now needing to earn that money. And he goes Lava Hound in the back, wondering if we're going to see something very similar out of Belly, but maybe with the clone instead.
Well, that would be very Bellican to go with Lava Clone. Real go cycles to the right-hand side.
Yeah, really curious to see if he even decides to defend. Bellican will defend now because the Hunter's going to come up high on top of that lava. Good timing on that Heal Spirit, even better Fireball.
And again, picture-perfect defense out of RF on that one. Comes out slightly behind, though. Bellican getting that left-hand tower down to 2,000 HP.
Yeah, the important thing, though, is that RF survived really, really well. A lot of HP, and now he's going to start messing with Bellican's cycle. That also means the next time Bellican decides to go on the offense, RF will also go heavy on the opposite lane. So this has all become... the ball is bounced in favor of the God RF, but he still has a lot of great plays ahead of him if he wants to win this matchup.
Pressure Ghost forces out the cage to the right-hand side. St. Bellican's personal best on ladder, 85-26, best finish, 4th overall in the global ladder rankings.
Bellican now resetting. He played it down on the right
the Fisherman does come back and stay alive a little bit longer. That works out nicely for RF. Gonna get, looks like 2 shots from the Royal Giant on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and really smart here to not even send in 1 extra elixir, even if it was just a heal spirit. RF did exactly the correct thing, let that push do what it was going to, and then reset, because he does not want to be down elixir when having to defend against Belican's lava pushes.
I think it's the second time we've seen this Royal Giant, Royal Ghost deck today, and the Royal Ghost continues to be an absolute pest. Notice that we talked about messing with the cycle of Belican. Royal Ghost forcing the Miner to come out on defense.
Yeah, and that's, again, one of the reasons why I love the Royal Ghost so much. It demands a response, it's beefy enough, it's got great splash damage, and now it's really just annoying to kind of deal with its path.
So Royal Ghost does take care of the Barb Hut on the right-hand side. RF setting up for defense this time around. Flying Machine shouldn't be too difficult to deal with. Barb Barrel does not turn the Flying Machine, but Princess will take care of it.
And this is about to be a crazy 5-game sweep from the God RF over Cream if he can end up taking this here. And right now he's doing a really good job of controlling the game. Belican cannot get a Lava Hound down because there's no way he can save 7 elixir for that and the other 3 just for defense.
Does choose to fireball the Flying Machine and Tower, and this is absolute destruction. Man. 264 on the right-hand side.
The God RF looking to go 5 in a row.
Space Station Gaming gonna come back after a bit of a stumble against SK. They went 0-5. Well, light it up like dynamite. They're gonna go 5-0 the opposite direction here. Unbelievable play from the God RF and Space Station today.
Yeah, it's just incredible what he does in 2v2 and turns around and does it in King of the Hill. Belican doing everything he can to try to get damage on Tower, but now has to deal with this Royal Giant push. Gob Hut maybe comes in late. There's the fireball up high. RF does miss the fireball, but now he's only 42 damage away from a sweep.
Yeah, no, it's put it in the book, send it to the line. How many other catchphrases can you show out there? GG, well played, 5-0. Are we going to see the yawn from RF today? What do we got on you? You know he's going to eye check the camera here.
He just gives us a couple looks. A little bit of a sigh of relief there. Let's just go ahead and talk through this name-wise. Belican, Michifu, Pedro 15 today. Diego B, Adrian, Pompeo, Lucas, Wallace, Vitor, all in a row for the God RF in King of the Hill. Those are the 3 sweeps he's already put up this season. That is a quick 5-0 for Space Station. A dominant win over a team that felt very evenly matched with them. This was a really tough one for us to predict at the top of the day, Rich. Space Station Gaming made all the rest of the people out there picking Cream look like food.
Yeah. No, this was unbelievable. This was a brilliant performance from RF. He played perfect Clash Royale. That's a big thing. He just played perfect Clash Royale. Go through any of these tapes and find me a mistake, and I'll show you a guy who's nitpicking, trying to find mistakes. This was brilliant gameplay from RF. Really well planned all the way around. Good matchmaking, of course, overall from the team. But yeah. Let's say this one more time. 3 King of the Hill sweeps on this season alone. The dude is insane.
Yeah, that means in half of their matches, RF has gotten a King of the Hill sweep. And by the way, in the rest of those matches, he's pretty much gotten 2 wins in that 2v2. It was only against Cheapest and SK that RF struggled this season. Otherwise, he has just been incredibly dominant. Space Station Gaming, Lapicati and Samuel not needed today. It's going to be all about the God RF and crap. Space Station Gaming doing what they've done many times before, which is let you know that they maybe don't start the strongest, but they're not going anywhere, and playoffs are definitely in line for them.
This, in my opinion, this is the best and most important performance of Space Station so far this season.
Yep.
Yes, they looked good in that opening matchup. You know, Lapo and RF doing great in 2v2, RF sweeping against Pain. But here they go against a team that was also putting up a pretty solid record, one they're competing for playoff placement with. AC and RF finally looking like they are completely dialed in 2v2, showing that difference in level. And then RF just playing, again, perfect Clash Royale. if there's a season-defining victory for this regular season, I think this is the one for Space Station.
It's huge. It's a really huge win for Space Station, but one thing about it is that it only focuses on half of the team. Now, Lapacati feels like he's in the right place, but we talked earlier about maybe Pedro needing to get ready for playoffs. I'm a little hesitant to say that Samuel Basoto is in top fighting form. I feel like they maybe are looking for a little bit more out of him, but the thing is that his other teammates have been able to do it so well. Let's remember, he got 0-2 by Jupiter King, turn around in 2-1 Adrian Piedra. Since then, we haven't seen him in the 1v1 set. I'm very, very curious to see what he can do and if he's going to be ready for playoffs, because we saw what happened when they ran into SK. And you talk about being outclassed. I don't feel like SSG and SK are like this, but it really felt like it in that match.
Well, I think that what you do in that situation, right, is that you plan for Samuel. You put together your 5-set lineup when you get into the playoff picture, and the other team that has to put out not their top 1v1 guy at some point there. So you kind of plan for RF to be up against whoever their number 1 guy is, maybe Lapo, and you try to place Samuel somewhere in there to go for their number 2 or number 3. So and also keep in mind, Andrew, let's go back to what happened last in the spring. Samuel didn't look amazing during the regular season, and then came up with the massive clutch against Tribe. So I don't know. If we're talking about buy or sell on Space Station right now, I'm buying.
Oh, 100% I'm buying, and we'll take a look right now at the standings. SK still perfect through 5-0. Right behind them, Team Queso on the shoulders of Ruben, but still some work from their other players there. 4-1. Tribe now at 4-2, along with Space Station Gaming. They are tied up with that 3-set differential. Tribe taking edge here. Dignitas right behind them at 3-2. Cream Real Betis following to 6th place at 3-3. And Rich, for these bottom 4, does it feel like the playoffs are still hopeful for them? Can it still happen for them?
This is going to be really, really difficult. You talk about the matchups they have. Pain maybe is the best candidate for something like this. Pain does, I believe, have Dig tomorrow, and they could fight into a number 6 spot potentially. But with how close the top 6 are, they have to hope that somebody stumbles on the back end. I don't think Chivas, Liquid, or Misfits are really in control of their own destiny at this point.
Yeah, and it does really feel like Pain is the one squad that can maybe squeak in, but they still do have to face off against Team Queso and Ruben. So tomorrow, speaking of Team Queso, speaking of double headers, Team Queso will be facing off against Chivas Esports, who just picked up their very first win last weekend. And following that will be Dignitas going up against Pain and closing out the day 5-0 against 0-5. It's going to be Misfits going up against SK Gaming to maybe pull off a big-time upset to close off our Sunday.
It'll be an interesting day tomorrow, Andrew. Queso with a chance to not just continue to stay in second place, but take a firm stranglehold on that second place alongside SK, with a chance to not quite clinch the top 2, but make it very, very difficult to be unseated from those top 2 spots. We do have one more important question, Andrew. Of course, we're picking an MVP of the weekend. We have 3 pretty good candidates who all came out today to put their name in the hat. 3 King of the Hill sweepers. You have your King of the Hill sweep from IMJP finally in that column. You have your sweep from Buffmac, and then of course you have RF. Is RF the clear pick just because it's the 5-0 day?
I think so. I mean, for a minute there, I wanted to give it to maybe Buffmac. Buffmac struggling in that 2v2 set, then getting 2-0'd by Razor and Canario, a squad that struggled a bit. It's hard to kind of tip the hat in that direction. RF did the whole thing once again today. He won 5 games in a row. You only have to win 5 to do it, and he won all of them. He was in every single one of them. He made great plays in 2v2 and better plays in 1v1. He had great matchups and has to go to the God RF for me. Am I a little biased because I picked him a couple times now? No, he just plays really, really freaking good, and he did it once again today. He's my MVP.
Yeah, I think that he's the current MVP leader. The big question is, can IMJP do something like this again tomorrow? If he comes out and has a huge performance at King of the Hill again tomorrow, there might be some balance, and of course, we have a lot of players yet to come out tomorrow as well. So RF currently our MVP leader. JP with a chance to tie things up tomorrow, maybe take away that crown. Man, this was a fun one today, Andrew. King of the Hill, so wild with all these sweeps.
Yeah, it's crazy to think of how many King of the Hill sweeps have happened this season with how high caliber talent we have. And of course, I'm really excited to see tomorrow if SK can pretty much clinch their playoff spot.
So we'll be back tomorrow. That's 10 a.m. in the West, 1 p.m. in the East, 7 p.m. if you are in Central Europe. Don't forget to follow at Esports Royale EN or Esports Royale in whatever language you prefer. That's Andrew Guy. I'm Rich Slayton. We'll see you back here mañana. And yes, in case you missed it, that was a BTS reference earlier. See you on Sunday.
Well, time to die. Help! Okay. Help! Help! Made it. I'm the best. Literally the best. Oh, good bomb range. Vampirism, invisibility. I reroll these. Infinite spells. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't feel infinite. Feels bad. Alright, well. Onward we go.
See this man. I continue not to see. Whoever was on the same score for the rescue teams. Sorry, Nia. Not being from the target, I promise. But everybody else is much harder to hit. Sorry. Tunnel? Yeah. Long distance tunnel. One of them is inside. I love to see the self-care pose. Yeah, no chance. I don't think we need to reload just yet. How often do you use the one-shotting axe add-on? I really think it's a shit add-on. Like, it's horrible to play against. So I try not to. I think I've used it ever recently. I made a video about it some time ago. Like, that was a long time ago, and that probably was... Damn it! A little bit higher than that would have been good. We know the Steve's here, though, so... He should start showing himself. What's up, dude? What a gentleman.
I see some shiny things for you to sell.
The long bombs are on point. Yeah, I would say that, you know, they're pretty on point. Half the time I hit them. 50% of the time. What are these guys doing? They're doing pretty good. They're not doing bad. Hi, Duffy. You're doing wonderful. Thank you. I do not take the support for granted, I promise. What? Did she run past me while I moonwalked? I think she did. Okay. This fucking woman, I swear to God. It's giving me a headache. She is really unpredictable, I'm telling you. Does people disconnect and count towards the streak? Yeah, if they disconnect, we count it as a rage quit. You know, unless it was something else. That pilot made me jump. Not gonna lie, I'm very confused as well. Ooh, that might have been it. He seems to be aware of barbecue, so. I bet she's rank 14 or 16. Nothing wrong with being rank 16, dude. We respect it either way. I think this guy started walking. Damn it. That Chen had a fair amount of progress. Do you have a hot guide? No, but I've linked up two that I think are really, really good. Go watch them. Why would she just run in a straight line? Meg? Velkin? No, I don't think so. I don't play it very good. Spookies? Oh, sorry, Spooks? I'm not sure. Tournaments take a lot of time to prepare for, I think. I'm not sure I'll be down for another one in a while. I wonder if you can ever shoot through any of these hoops. Yeah, you can. Sounds difficult. Hold up. We're gonna be the sniper. Oh man. What the hell were you doing in this locker, Steve? You fucked up my plan! Oh, dude. He was going there, just a bit later than we thought. 15 seconds of insta down. Oh, do we make it? 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 Nope. Oh, come on. He had that spawn right there too. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Daffy, thank you again. And who was that? BubGZ. Thanks so much for the 5 months as well. Yeah, holy fuck, you gifted 3,000 bits, by the way. Cheers, man. Much appreciated. GG will play it. Oh, dude, what a god. Arameda exposes him? Yeah, only 15 seconds though. Which is not, it's not very much. If you're wondering, 15 seconds is very, very little. Unless you're on top of them, 15 seconds is nothing. Alright. If we had our ult, I think we would have caught him. Cheers! Thank you so much for the 28 months. Delighted to have you again. Hello, Watts. Which killer do you focus for the next 50 wins? I don't know, dude. I suck with Nurse, which is the best killer. I suck with Pig, which is like the worst killer. I'm probably fucking Clown, dude. Probably Clown. Let's go, Clown. Hello, babe. Dabu? Hey, dude. Just because, you know, just because I send you nudes and ask you to marry me, that doesn't mean you can call me babe, alright, dude? Just please know your boundaries. Do not overstep my, you know, my no-no square. Thank you. What? 100 from the 3 broken keys. Miguel's? Yo, dude, forget about it. I feel bad. I'm over it. Thank you. Jen, appreciate it too much, by the way. Sorry. I'll forgive you. Alright, for real though, if we were trying to do a win streak on Clown, what the fuck would I bring, realistically? Ruin and Undying are a fucking given. Like an absolute given. I legit think that my Pyramid Head build might be where we're at. Yup. We might do this. Now, how will fucking Clown keep up with Pyramid Head in terms of downs? That's where we need to become absolutely incredibly fucking good with Clown. I think that's impossible. But I am willing to experiment, you know? Alright. Guys, fucking start praying. Like, if you're not a believer, well, you know, join some cult. I'm gonna need some extraterrestrial help on this. And see, this is really good on Clown. Sure. I won't stop considering that. What about the part that increases your movement speed? Play with your foot? I had it on. I don't think it's good at all. Odds BP. Yeah, I know we're almost maxed out. This is fine. Mike! Yo, thank you for that, dude. Alright. No, I don't. Dear Mr. Entity, please let Starbuck get 50 wins on Clown. Amen. Alright. We are playing Clown. We are playing no add-ons. I don't even care if we have, like, literally a nuke as a perk. We are the lowest of the low. We don't even have the slowdown from Pig, you know? And playing against Clown is not even hard. Like, it's just drop the pallet, El Mao, you know? So, to make up for all of this minor inconveniences, I will need to play absolutely ruthlessly. If I have to, you know, murder a kitten, if I have to sacrifice, you know, a virgin, there's a few of you, I'll go ahead and do it. There will be nothing stopping me. Okay, maybe the map will stop me. Sacrifice me odds. I'm only joking. Uh-oh. Is that an object? Or someone by a total? That is an object. In the biggest map in the game. Oh, lucky him.
Parang ang bilis tumakbo, Tay.
Oo nga tayo, ang bilis ng takbo.
Oo, mabilis.
Ang bilis makakatakas sa yung boss.